This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I'm back again for your afternoon chop up right where you're at lunch and you're getting ready for lunch. Like, man, what's going on? What's going on? What is MC? What is M sub? Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. So this is the thing. This is what we're gonna put in the chat room so everybody know what does it stand for. What's up, Dante? What's going on, Joe Blast? What's going on? This is our afternoon chop up right before you get while you're on that lunch break. So MGP means this: my good people. Now, if I'm talking to a lady, it's my good sister. If I'm talking to my brothers, it's my good brothers. So let's practice. So when I'm talking in general, it's MGP. So everybody knows what MGP means. It means my good people. And when I'm talking to a sister, my good sister. If I'm talking to a brother, my good brother. So that's what's going on. So that's what that means. When you see MG people, I'm saying my good people, because a lot of times we don't realize how important. So what is MWC? What's going on, Coach Mike? What's going on? So y'all got to know, you guys, if you thinking this way, you may, everybody, it's everybody goes life hard to keep up. Yeah. So when you see MGP, it means my good people. So when you see that, my good people, you know what it means. Only we know what it is. It's just the three of us in here right now, but my good people. So you see my good sister, MGS, my good sisters, and my good brothers. So I want you to know what that is. So when you see that, MGP, that's only what we say here. That's our code word right here. Everybody's good. What's going on? What's going on? What's up, Mike? What's going on, everyone? He said everybody goes live hard to keep up. Yeah. So what is MWC? MWC. If you listened to the broadcast yesterday, I covered something that was really important, and I talked about the Madonna complex. I didn't go too far into it because I wanted you to go look at it. So what's going on? See, look, what's going on? So when you see it, you see a sister, it's MGS. So I'm going to put what's going on, MGS. MGS means my good sister. So I want everybody to realize, see, I'm saying what's going on, my good sister. When I'm saying to everybody, my good people, that's MGP. My good brothers, my good brothers. So everybody knows our little code word that we have only in here. So anybody try to copy it and try to do whatever the case may be, they can't do it. But today, we're going to talk about, if you think like this, you could have MWC. What is MWC? See that now you're getting it. What's good, Mike Tish? What's good, my good people? That's right. So we gotta understand this. We gotta know how to greet each other because we gotta realize the good in us. But let's get into it. If you think this way, you may have this. Let's talk about what this way is. So, oh boy, the definition went away. Okay, here it is. It's a man who sleeps with and lusts for sexual and beautiful women, but he would never respect her as a wife material. He can never marry her in his eyes. She is tainted, impure, unworthy of the status of wife. Yet he may possess passion and contradictorily feelings for her. He may even be in love with her, but he would never allow himself to be with her in any real sense. He will look for a good girl to marry, usually a woman who is cold sexually, but for cold sexually. So let's sort of break that down. So what is it? So I'm gonna put it in here in the chat room. I gotta go back to so I can get back here. So what's good? So let's greet everybody right. That's it, Brother Dre. MGB. What's going on, my good brother? So it's called the Madonna complex. Madonna whore complex. So everybody realize the Madonna whore complex. What is it? The Madonna whore complex. And I think what happens is it's been pushed here over in this space called manosphere that we don't even know that we're pushing it, but that's what it is. It's the Madonna whore complex. The Madonna whore complex. You will lust after her. You will want her. You will want that woman. You want to have sex with her. You want to do all kind of sexual deviant things with her, but you will not marry her. But then you get a woman who's cold in bed, who don't want to do anything because she's the quote unquote good girl. It's called the Madonna whore complex. Madonna whore complex. And it's funny because a lot of men don't realize that they have this complex. You know why? Because they've been taught that the bad girl is not who you want. And secretly what they'll do is they'll marry the good girl who doesn't do anything, who doesn't excite them sexually, but go back and cheat with the whore. If you following me, put something in the fire, put something in the chat room, put something in the chat room. If you are right there understanding what I'm telling you, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. See, a lot of times it's pushed here, get the good girl. But secretly, you will marry the good girl or be with the good girl and lust and long for the bad girl. You lust and long for the bad girl and mess up your relationship that you have with the quote unquote good girl. What does this have to do with anything? And how do you resolve it? You got to realize that there are no perfect people out here. You understand what I'm saying, Dante? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Got one person who's paying attention. So it's called the Madonna whore complex. That means you will lust. I'm saying it again because I want everybody to get this. You will lust long after that woman. You see her. Oh, every time she walks in, you want to just tear her up. But in the back of your mind, you say, you know what? I would not marry her at one cost. I wouldn't marry. I wouldn't even touch her. I wouldn't be in a committed relationship. So you go and search for this mythical unicorn called the good girl, not knowing that every good girl, if you know how to tap into her, has a bad girl hid inside of her. Every good girl has a bad girl hid inside of her. The problem is most guys don't know how to get that bad girl out of her. So then you get with this good girl because she doesn't do anything. And you find out later, to your chagrin, that she's really the bad girl that you was avoiding not being with. So what happens is a lot of men have really, the heart of this, have commitment issues. It's easy to get a woman, but it's another thing to maintain a relationship with a woman. So like we always give the example here, the example is lifting weights. If you cannot learn how to, you can get her, but if you don't know how to maintain her, it's another thing. In here, we have in this space, we have everybody telling you how to get. But who is teaching you how to maintain a relationship with a woman? That seems odd, doesn't it? With all this game and everything like that, your game is short-sighted if it's only for getting and not maintaining. Your game is short-sighted maintaining. See, the real game is when you have her and you maintain the relationship or the interaction with her. This might be too much for y'all. I might have to break it down a little bit further. If this is too much for you, if this you don't want to hear this, okay, I understand. But I want you to understand the game that's here. It's easy, and I'm saying it at my pace. It's good because you want to get all the women you can get. But the thing, can you maintain a relationship where she's constantly enthralled by you? She's constantly want to be with you. She wants to know what you're going to do next. She wants to know how do I know more about you? Who's teaching you how to maintain a relationship? Who's teaching you the next step? Yeah, it's okay to get married. Most of you guys have been listening to this content, red pill content or whatever content, and they have got you scared of being married because they have the Madonna whore complex. This might be too much. This may be too much. This may be too much for you. The Madonna whore complex. The Madonna whore complex is a man who lusts after and wants the woman who's the whore, but but will not commit to her. And I don't think you should. And let me get this correct. I'm not saying that you need to. I'm not condoning you committing to the woman who is like that. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is you need to look at yourself and ask you, do you have that complex? Why can't you commit to anyone? Why can't you? Because secretly on these YouTube streets, a lot of content creators have women or they're married. The other thing is a lot of people on these YouTube streets who listen desire to be in a relationship. You want steady, steady, steady. Stop lying, stop fooling. You ain't fooling nobody. You want steady. You want something to know that's going to be there. But the problem is no one has taught you how to maintain it. If this is on point, put something in the chat room. No one's taught you how to maintain a relationship. All they taught you as how to get rub it down, right? YouTube streets. Yeah. How do I get it? On the YouTube, they tell you on these YouTube streets, man, this is how you do it. You got to do that. Women ain't this, women ain't that, this and that. This, see, they don't want you to dropping Jews on this one. We all need to hear this, right? You know why? Because no one's teaching you. They only teach you at the first grade level. First grade level. If you look at, let's look at the archetype of the pimp. He gets the woman to choose him. She comes into his fold. He has to maintain her so that she can go on the track and make him money. It is a relationship that happens. It is an agreement. Let's get this. Let me cover this too, because y'all don't want to hear this. What's going on, Tim? What's going on, Moses? Let me just cover this. The problem is most of y'all are afraid of commitment and afraid of maintaining a relationship. You know why? Because you've seen all the horror stories, all the things that didn't work, and you said, I don't want that to be me. And because of your fear, it has definitely handicapped you as a man or as a woman. You are handicapped. That means you are in apathy when you don't work your muscles and it goes into shock and you walking around like this. Many of you are like that because you cannot maintain a relationship, let alone a relationship with your own self. So you come up here and you get somebody to cheer you on. Yeah, you can do it. But no one's telling you how to maintain a relationship. Who's telling you that? Who's saying that? They have pushed you secretly or knowingly into being whores, which is, you want to do that? It's no problem. But who's teaching you how to effectively maintain a relationship and still be, how can I say this? How to maintain a relationship and don't lose your balls. That is the problem. Many of you guys went into a relationship prior to hearing all this information and you lost your balls because she was like this, grinding them down. So you became beta blue pill. Whatever you say, honey, whatever you do, honey, I'm going to do it. You got another honey-do list for me to do? You were like that. You was a constant on honey, whatever you want me to do, honey, because no one's taught you how to be masculine in a relationship. They always taught you how to be masculine in getting a woman, but not maintaining a woman. And one of the things that we talked about yesterday and the day before is that you got to stand on your square and you got to let her know this is what it is and this is what it ain't. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. You got to be able, no one's taught you how to be, and I don't like this term because it's so wrong in this space, how to be red pill in a relationship. And people would debate it. You can come on this channel, whatever the case may be. I don't care. Get out of here. How to be what? Red pill. That means aware. Red pill on this station means to be aware. We're not talking about this whole occult thing where I'm red pill and this and that. No, I'm talking about how to be an aware, awaken to the female nature and your nature as a man in a relationship. The problem is we have created space where you now become aware, but instead of you coming together and being aware, you actually becoming aware and pulling apart. You're becoming aware and you're pulling apart. Why are you pulling apart? The reality of it is because you are afraid of rejection, commitment, and you realize you don't want to face the fact that she's not perfect and you the hell ain't perfect. These guys, I've been guilty of it, have pumped your head and said that you are perfect, that you can never do anything wrong because you are the man. I'm the man and I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm running things. You are imperfect. She is imperfect. When you realize that, then you can really walk into what we call in this channel, what real red pill is, awareness. The problem is no one has called you on the carpet on why you have not maintain a relationship with a woman. Actually, let's just do a little test right now. What's the longest time, everybody put in the chat room, you've been in a relationship with the respective opposite sex? Let me say it that way. When's the longest time you've been in a relationship with the opposite sex? Let's go. We're gonna do a test. Test time. When's the longest time you've been in a relationship with a woman or with a man, respectively the opposite sex, and how long ago was it? We're gonna see how quiet it gets down. When's the last time? Let me say it again. What's the longest time and the last time you've been in a relationship with prospectively the opposite sex? We're gonna see something. Look at these numbers. Don't get quiet now, chat room. Don't get quiet now. Don't get quiet now. Because we're going to see who's going to tell the truth. When is the last time you've been in a relationship and how long were you in a relationship? There we go. Here we go. That's one of those things I have to accept, that I will make the mistake when applying the knowledge and will hold you back out of fear of possibility. It won't work perfectly. Thank you. There we go. 17 years. Okay, there we go. Now everybody's trying to tell the truth. What? 11 months, 6 years ago. What are we seeing here? We're seeing a trend here. Somebody, the rest of y'all scared? Y'all scared to say it? When's the last time you've been in a relationship and how long? You said 11 months ago, 11 months and 6 years ago, bruh. Hey, Moses, you need to, y'all got to get into the, okay, three years from me. And the last one I had was like 5 years ago. Do you see a trend in what we're saying? Do you see a trend? 17 years, the longest, 2 years ago, the last time. Thank you. See, do you see a trend? Do you see a trend? Now, I have to give this credit to who credit is due, and this was definitely something that I learned and picked up from Kevin Samuels. So don't be thinking I don't watch other people. I do, but I'll pick up for other people. But it's a trend. And the reason why I'm asking these questions, because I want you to see something. Most of the issue is we do not, somebody else tell me, wow, okay, Greg, there's 70 years of criminal these days. Yes, it is. You know why? Because most of us do not have relationship muscles. What does this have to do with what I'm talking about? So what you do is, if you have the Madonna whore complex, say for a woman, she'll want the guy to just knock her out the room and give her the wild sex, but she would marry the guy, what? That brings her security, and he's always there. She had married the beta guy, the good guy. the guy who won't do anything, he'll just do whatever she says. But secretly, because of who she is, she wants the guy that's the bad boy. Seven years ago. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Do you see what I'm saying? 7 years ago. Do you understand? So you come over to these channels or you listen to content and no one's telling you get back into the relationship gym. Get back. Uh-oh. Y'all gonna make me do it. I wish I had let me get my reverb. Let me see what I can get my reverb together. Get my reverb together. Gotta put out. You need to get my preacher voice. You need to get back into the relationship gym. What are you one to get permission and stop waiting on rejection? You need to get into the relationship gym. It is, don't give me the excuse of COVID. Don't give me the excuse that you've been locked up. Don't give me the excuse that women are crazy, men are deranged. You have to get into the relationship gym once again, because that's when you build your muscles. That's when you find out what we're talking about really works. That's when you find out if this really what I'm saying is working, or are you doing is listen to information from one content creator to one content creator to that one to this one. You over here, you over there, and guess what you're doing? You're just eating, but you're not exercising what's been taught to you. It doesn't become real until you put it to action. This does not become real until you put it to what? Action. This does not come real until you put it to action. That is the problem. Most people would consume all this information. You dropping gym, you fire, you doing, oh man, this is good. But when are you going to practice what we're talking about? See, I got to look in the mirror myself. And many times you're not practicing what we're talking about because you've been sold on two things. Fear and rejection. Fear and rejection. She tried to rob me. What if she does that? What if she don't like me? You got fear and rejection crippling you. And Bible time. Job, he said, what I greatly feared has become upon me. What in the book of Job, I think it's chapter 1 or 2, he was talking. God and the devil were talking, and God said, hey man, will you consider my buddy Job? He said, yeah, man, okay. Yeah, Job's he's my dude, he's my servant. What's up? I want to turn it back on you. All right, he won't turn it back on you. But guess what God said? Okay. Do this to him. He ain't gonna turn his back on you. If you do that to him. And what happened is Job said this: what I greatly feared has become upon me. The problem is you allowing fear to be your indication of what you're not going to do. Let me get what Tisha said. Tim, thank you. It was hard work, experience of marriage. We had a good time, but things fell apart. Great lessons learned through it. Right. Great teaching. Thank you. So what the problem is, most people are like Job. Job. In the book of the Bible, Old Testament. I don't care. I know some people are like, well, I don't believe in the Bible and all that kind of stuff. I didn't care to learn the lesson. The lesson said, what I greatly feared has come upon me. The problem is we have people selling you fear over here and not selling you the faith that you can be successful in a relationship. If this is resonating with you, let me know. Or I'm jumping off. You have people selling you fear. He said, what I greatly feared has come upon me. What does that mean, LDA? What does that mean, Lawrence D. Adams? That means what you constantly thought about, your subconscious went into action to make it so in your life. It is not God. It is not the devil. It is you. Because you greatly feared it. You fear being with someone. Yes, you do. We learn the most about ourselves through the reflection of our partners. That's true. What you greatly feared has become upon you. You feared that she may reject you. She's going to leave you for Chad, or she's going to leave you for Tyrone, and you constantly they're selling you the tickets, the wolf tickets of fear. Here, take this. She's going to do that, and they're selling the women the same fear. Guess what? He ain't no good. Most guys cheating. They're doing whatever the case may be. They are selling you fear and not selling you what you really need to hear is that you can do it. I know. I've been on panels. I heard them. I heard the panels. I've been on them. I listen and watch. And you notice I don't say nothing. The thing of it is, what you greatly feared has become upon you. And so the other thing is rejection. You are afraid that you will be rejected. Come on, man. Come on. Somebody need to hit that Cash App, man. Nobody hit the Cash App letting you know this is right on money. Nobody hit the PayPal. Let me put that up. Let me get back to this. That's the problem. And get the likes up. You are afraid of being rejected. You are afraid. See, the thing of it is to be in a relationship. I said this on my Instagram, on my Facebook. When you get in a relationship, you got to do two things. You got to be intimate, but you have to be vulnerable. And most people are afraid of being vulnerable. You're afraid of someone seeing you naked, not naked without clothes, but naked naked for who you really are. See, that's the problem. I agree, LJ. That is 100% true. You miss out on human experience living in fear, right? So, see, most people are afraid of being naked. Where the other person, not you can be naked with your clothes fully clothed, but you can be naked so that the person can see you for who you are, your flaws, your bad breath, your inconsistency, the junk food that you ate last night, your fetish of watching certain shows or TV shows, your sexual fetishes, things like that. You are afraid of being exposed and naked. That is the real fear. Because if you are exposed and naked, you are afraid of what? That the person may not like you. In the book of Genesis, I hate to go Bible, but it is what it is. It said when Adam and Eve did their thing and they ate the apple and come to the, he said, where are you, Adam and Eve? Where y'all at, bro? I'm looking for y'all. Where to go? Where y'all at? The problem was that they said we hid ourselves because we knew that we were naked. The problem is many of you are afraid to be naked and transparent. And that's why you are guarding yourself for being in a true intimate relationship with a woman. What's going on, Ted? What's going on? What's good, my good brother? MGP. B. If this resonates, please don't hesitate to hit the like on this button. This may be too deep for your lunch. You got your little juice box and you got your sandwich and your salad and your Panera bread, whatever you're eating. But this is it. The problem is most people are afraid to be naked and exposed. Naked and exposed. They are afraid of you seeing them who they are. So they come around you wearing a mask, covering up the true nature of who they are. You ask any woman, when a man is okay, or when a man, it's something I used to tell women. She said, what makes a woman, what makes a woman beautiful? I said, one of the most things is when a woman is comfortable in her femininity. I said, what makes a woman beautiful is when a woman is comfortable in her femininity. She's comfortable in her femininity. The problem is we have a lot of men not comfortable in their masculinity and the shortcomings and things that they have. When you're okay with your flaws, you'll be surprised who will like you. When you are okay with your flaws and who you are, you will be surprised in who does really like you. The problem is, you are not okay of being naked. And I'm not talking with no clothes on, because I can talk about sex like crazy, because I had a lot of sex. But what I'm talking about, are you, or he said, this is better than lunchtime. The thing of it is, can you be naked? So let's go back to the example of Job. We're going to go back, so because Ted came back in, we're going to come back. So the issue is this. He said, what I greatly feared has come upon me. Many of you are afraid of being in relationships or working your relationship muscles. And so you constantly go in a relationship and out another one. In a relationship, out another one. In a relationship, out another one. In a relationship, then you back out. I don't know why it didn't work. Are you here? Then you come back, you secretly go at night and go on YouTube and look and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Oh, okay. Okay. This is what I do. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Then you go back. Okay, you find someone. Oh, he cute. Oh, she cute. Okay. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then you say, oh, it didn't work. No one's taught you how to maintain a relationship. And the reason why most of us are sabotaged because of our own fear and because of rejection. And because of what? Rejection. And your rejection is stopping you from experiencing true intimacy. The problem is, at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, you wish someone was there. Peace, Dante, peace, agree. You wish someone was there next to you, but you cuddled up with a dog or your PS5, or stuck looking at porn. You settle for substitutes of intimacy and not true intimacy. You stuck with substitutes of intimacy and not true intimacy. So what does this go back to? What is MWC? Madonna Whore Complex. Say food for the soul. Food for the soul. Appreciate it. So I want you to realize, are you really afraid of being in a relationship? Has this information so tainted you that you don't have your relationship muscles strong, and you're walking around mentally crippled when it comes to relationships? Two Dantes are here. Dante F, Dante Goins. Go ride. So I want you to really think about this. So in light of what we're talking about today, do you have any questions? If you talk about anything else, I'm not going to answer you. Sorry, I'm not sorry. No, sorry. This is what it is. So I want you to realize the Madonna core complex is that you rather lust after the beautiful, sexy woman and get her, but you would not be in a relationship with her. But you want the good girl who doesn't do anything with her, who doesn't turn you on sexually. Why? Here we go. We got a question. LDA, would you say the fear of getting hurt is what keeps women from dating? Yes, I do believe a lot of women are afraid of getting hurt. Not only a lot of women, but a lot of men are afraid of getting hurt. See, this is the thing that people don't talk about. I'm talking to you guys. I shouldn't be telling you this. Men and women are afraid of getting hurt. But what you don't realize is this. What you don't realize is this, is that there's always a risk when you deal with another human being. There is always a freaking risk when you deal with other people. There's always a risk when you deal with other people. There is a potentiality that you will get hurt. The problem is most people have not gained their tough skin and realized that this can happen. Yeah, that's right. I guess it's subconsciously and from past experience. Right, right. People are too people are too in their heads and got to take risks if you want to be a good life. That is the thing. No one wants to take a risk. So what you do is you put a cocoon around you because you're afraid you're gonna get hurt. They're gonna hurt me. They're gonna do something to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's called what? You're not living life. Life is about the risk of you potentially getting hurt. See, most people are waiting or living in a cocoon and wondering why their relationships or the potentiality of being in a relationship doesn't happen because you're too afraid of getting hurt and they don't want to take the risk. When you don't want to take the risk, guess what you do? You stop yourself from enjoying the very thing that you want, and that's called life. You want to be and you want to enjoy life. That is the problem. That is the problem. Until you wake up and say, I want to enjoy life, it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be perfect. She may fart. What are you going to do? I don't want to be perfect. She farted today. She passed gas, man. I forget that. Oh, I woke up. Her weave was over here like this. Oh my God. She really bald headed. Oh my God. But you like her. The problem is we have false expectations of what a relationship should be because we've been duped by social media to believe that a relationship needs to be this way. We've been sold the Disney social media. How this you need to walk down, your hair is gonna flow in the wind when you're walking with your girl, and or she's walking with you, and she's got to be like this. And guess what? You've been sold a false bill of goods of what real relationship is. As you see with Tisha, she said that it's real work and it's hard. You know why it's real work? Because you're going to face you in that relationship. You are going to face you in that relationship, and most people are not comfortable with themselves. You're going to face you in that relationship, and most people are not comfortable looking at themselves. Let me say that again for those in the back of the room. Y'all in the back room, y'all hear me? All right. Most people are not comfortable getting into the relationship. You know why? Because they're not comfortable with dealing with themselves. All the other person is going to do is going to be like, this is how you really are. This is what you do. They're going to throw back up to you who you really are. So you're not comfortable enough with you as a person. That's why you cannot enjoy a good relationship. This might be too much. Let me make sure my hat is on my head correctly. You're not comfortable with you. Most people are not comfortable with themselves or their inconsistencies and their drawbacks. I teach people to love who they are. The good, the bad, the indifferent, shortcomings, everything. When you can love yourself unconditionally, you don't look for others to love you because you love who you are. This is not an arrogant or narcissistic way of thinking. No, you're comfortable in your skin. So that's the reason why you can't enjoy a successful relationship, because you're afraid that that person may see that you put your toothbrush on the left side and not on the right side. You're afraid that they're going to see that you may men that you may not always put the seat up at the right time. You know why? You know why? You're afraid of being exposed. You are afraid of being exposed for who you really are. You are afraid that you will be found out, that someone will see the mask that you are really wearing. You're afraid. I see you. I'm looking right at you. So what you do is you hide under the auspices of getting game and not realizing game is not to gain, but it is for to maintain. Let me say that again. Game is not for to gain. Gain is for you to maintain. You talk to a real player, you realize a real player, those who about that life, because most people try to get their information from them, is this. They have women that they deal with for years. Do you hear me? Years. He said, leave my toothbrush preference alone, LDA. Right. 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 People are too. Yeah. So you're afraid of someone see. And then the other thing is, you are afraid of someone being in your space. See all these fears that people have. And I was going to do a show. I was going to do a different show today about your mama. I was going to do something about your mama, but I decided to change it up at the last minute. I was going to do a show about your mamas, but I didn't want to do it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see. But you're afraid of someone being in your space. Do you know why? Because you're uncomfortable in your own space. You're uncomfortable in your own skin. Because you're uncomfortable in your own skin. You're uncomfortable being with you. So you get trinkets, babies, friends, this and that one, drinking alcohol, food, sex, whatever, because you cannot be comfortable being by yourself. So if you're not comfortable being by yourself, how in the hell do you think you're going to be comfortable being in a relationship with someone else? Because the reality of what I'm really getting at, you are afraid of who you really are. What's going on? What's going on, Golden Child? Yeah, you late. You got to go back and listen to this one. 12:30 every day, Monday through Friday. Most of you are afraid of who you really are. When's the last time you really look in the mirror and seen who you really are? When's the last time you really looked in the mirror called life and seen who you really are? These masks have exposed how bad your breath stink. The mask that you wear has exposed how bad your breath stink. But how many realize that you are afraid of who you really are? You are afraid. Most men are afraid. I gave the example of the lion. Let me give it again. It was a guy that went to a practitioner, actually a pastor, and he kept having this dream about a lion. This lion keeps chasing me in a dream. It keeps chasing me in a dream. So finally, the practitioner said, hey, when you go to sleep the next night, ask the lion why he's chasing you. So the guy said, you can do that? Yeah, you can do that. So the guy goes and says, you know what? Let me go. Goes to sleep the next night. And he talks about, I'm going to run into this lion again. Sure enough, the lion shows up to him like, yo, start chasing him. So he finally stops in the dream and says, why are you chasing me? He said, because I am you. I am you. Many of you guys are running away, not from a relationship, not from other people. You're running away from who you really are. You're running away from who you really are. And you use relationships or the lack of relationships to face and become comfortable with who you are. Oh, I'm talking to somebody. If I'm talking to you, you need to let me know in this chat room. I'm talking to somebody. Don't try to run now. I'm talking to somebody. You are afraid of dealing with who you are. You can say you love. The thing of it is, we love the good things about us, but we don't love the bad things about us. It's easy to say, yeah, man, I love my gray beard. I love my bald head, look, clothes I wear. But what about the things about me that ain't so good and so nice? The things I may do and may not do. That is the real issue here. Back to around to what we're getting at, because this was a lot today. I talked about the Madonna whore complex. The Madonna whore complex is when you want the bad person, you lust after the bad person, but you would never be with them. But you want the good person, the Madonna, but you're not sexually charged by them. So if you're having a Madonna whore complex, go look it up after this and see what it's about. Two more questions, and we're going to end, because I gave a lot today. I'm gonna comb my beard out, you know. Any more questions before we end? Any more questions? Well, so I want you to realize this. The relationship that you're afraid to be in with, the relationship that you're afraid to enter in, is really the relationship with yourself. The relationship that you're afraid and scared of rejection to be in is really the relationship with yourself, because whoever you're going to be with is going to expose who you are. Isn't it duality in all? Yes, it's duality in all. Most people have not settled the duality of who they are, the good and the bad, so that you could become in oneness. You have not settled your good. You have not settled your bad. So therefore, you can never come into oneness. Let's say it again. You have not come comfortable in your good, and you come comfortable in you have not in your bad. So you cannot become into oneness. The person who's okay with who they are and realize they got to grow and do better, they're in oneness. They have nothing to hide. They tell you like it is. This is who I am. Yes, I will change and I'm getting better, but this is who I am right now. They become in oneness. And we are somehow gravitated to those people who become in oneness because they're okay with their duality, the duality in their nature, or the dichotomy in their nature. And I have educated people here, so dichotomy of their nature. So once you realize that, you can walk in life with your head high up, and you realize what's going on. So if you're suffering, today's people need to go back and listen to what we said today. This was a lot. If you enjoy this, let me know in the chat room right now. The soul is singular. Very true. Very true. But there's so many. Player for life. What's going on, my brother? My good brother. Dude, if you want to come up right quick, I got a couple more minutes. I'll put the link right here, and you can definitely come up right here. So yeah, the duality. Yeah, we do have duality. We have the good and the bad inside of us. But you said the soul has, you make me want to go into teaching that's not permitted to share on YouTube. I can't share that kind of soul teaching, the different compartments of the soul. Because what happens if I get into the different compartments of the soul, then you're going to go into a course that you need that's much, much more. This is perfect timing for you. Why is it perfect timing for you, Tim? I need to know that. This is very important. Why is this perfect timing for you? Because see, most people think I'm just pop, 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 pop. Why is this perfect timing for you? What's good, Top Hat? What's going on with Top Hat Play? I ain't seen you in a while, brother. Where you been, man? Where you been? If this was relevant and this was for you, let me know. And like Dante asks, aren't we singular in our soul? No, our soul, our mind can be thinking one thing. Encompassing is your mind, your emotions, and something else. And I can't remember what it was. But your mind can be thinking one thing and your emotions be over here. So that expresses your duality and even in your singular of soul. See, most people don't want to see, you want to really get at it. So that can express your duality of who you are. Like I said, don't allow people to feed you this fear on these YouTube streets. Remember what I said about Job in the Bible. He said, what I greatly feared has become upon me. What's up going on, Red Scenes of Blues? What's going on? Okay, you've been working. So what did Job say? What I greatly feared has come upon me. So what happened is we have people teaching you fear. Don't get into a relationship. Ain't nobody right. And this ain't going good. And she gonna do that. He gonna do that. No one's teaching you how do you maintain a healthy relationship. I have to say it again for those in the back of the room who came late into the church service today. Who's teaching you how to maintain something? It's easy to get, but it's better to maintain. And then this is the thing people don't want you to know. That's why they don't teach you about maintaining. The reason why they don't teach you about maintaining, because they don't want you to enjoy the fruits of what happens when you maintain. Oh, it's a different taste when you something you would have maintained, you didn't work for, you have been through the ups and downs. It's completely different. Let me see what Tim says. I'm at the stage right now of accepting the part of me that I don't like while working on them. I feel I have to be perfect before start living, which is my conflict. That is the problem with most people. Most people, okay, you want to join, I'm at work right now. Okay, I understand. Most people suffer or fight the thing of being perfect. No one on this freaking planet is perfect. I don't care who you are. No one's perfect. Once you settle that fight inside of you that you are not perfect, but you're striving to be a better person, which is completely different, everything begin to change in your life. When you are okay with being that I am not perfect, I'm imperfectly imperfect. I am perfectly imperfect. Let's say that again. I am perfectly imperfect. That means I am okay with my flaws. I am okay that I don't know everything. I am okay that I may not get every woman, but I doggone get some. And I'm okay if I may not get all the money, but I'm gonna definitely get some of the money. I'm gonna get something. You got to be okay with the part of you that you don't like. Most people find out in relationships when it hits you in the head, you're like, they keep picking in the area that I don't like about myself. The relationship will expose you. And many times you jump out of relationship because you don't want to be exposed. You don't want people to see you with your pants down. See, when you're exposed for who you are, you have nothing to hide. And when you have nothing to hide, you experience intimacy, which you've been longing for in the first place was intimacy. Most of you guys, most of the people come on here want to be in a relationship, but they're suffering from a fact that they want to be in a what? Intimate. Just drop it in. What's going on? Get the likes up, y'all. Appreciate that. You're suffering from what? You're suffering from the fact that you want to be intimate. So you choose other things. Every person, every human being desires the human interaction. Every human being desires the human interaction. The problem is you don't know how to navigate. Let me say it this way. You don't You think I froze? I didn't froze. Hey, LDA. I didn't like it when people ignored me for no reason. I don't do. Guess what? I'm gonna tell you, especially family. What you got to do? I'm gonna tell you the song. I can't play it because they'll flag it. When people, so what? You got to look. Okay. The issue is, why do you feel? Why don't you like it that you don't? Why don't you like that people ignore you? That is the problem. The problem is not them. Remember what we said yesterday? My grandfather said, people's opinions of me is none of my damn business. The problem is why you don't like it, because some part of you don't feel that you are valuable. I'm going too much deep into this. Somewhere in you do not feel valuable, and you feel that they need to acknowledge how valuable you are. Why are you going to know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm Ted Matrix. You better acknowledge who I am. Guess what's going to happen? What if they never do it? The problem is not them. The problem is always pointing back at you. So let me share this one thing. And so when you realize that, when you deal with that, you understand what that relationship, especially with family, does. It's you. You have to value who you are. So to recap, the Madonna complex, look it up, the Madonna complex. This is master level teaching over here. And I'm not talking about no master teaching. I'm not talking about all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about this is levels of teaching that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Why? Because I'm not anyone else. I can talk player stuff. I can tell you about the streets. I can tell you about that. I can tell you how to get women, how to get laid. But who's going to tell you how to constantly get laid? Who's going to tell you how to maintain a relationship? Who's going to tell you what happens even if you get a divorce? Because many of them have never even went through a divorce. What happens when you get a divorce? What happens if the relationship doesn't work? Do you get stuck there like, I'm not going to do nothing because no relationship even work. So I'm gonna go on YouTube and listen to all the people who say relationships ain't nothing. Did you look and say, why didn't it work? Could you be a part of it? Could you pick the wrong person? Could the other person really have some issues? I'm just saying, stop making excuses. Too many people making excuses on here. So they go, if you're rally around somebody who's going to give them excuses. I'm not here to give you any excuses. I'm here to tell you the truth. And if you don't like it, so what? Get the on. Plain and simple. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I'll talk to you later. I'm out. So when you realize this, there's no one going to do anything for you but you. That's when it's about. So when we talk here, I'll see you tomorrow, 12:30. We'll finish this conversation. We're talking about something new. And Lawrence D. Adams, and I'm out. I'm actually at an hour, and I have to go, and I can't go any further. So yeah, you must value who you are. I am out. Lawrence D. Adams. Follow me on Instagram. Like this. Talk to you later. I'm waiting for the minute to go because I am a stickler on being on time. Got to go. Talk to you soon.